Hello, everybody. We are back. We're back, everybody. Welcome to Nerdy Couch. If you're catching us live, welcome. We appreciate you. We love you. And if you're catching us on the replay, we love you too. What are we doing today, Rob?
Today we are killing some children.
Whoa.
We're gonna find out what something's killing the children.
Yeah, something is killing the children, and
we're gonna
damned
find out
if we
what.
don't find out what is doing it. All right. How's it going, Rob Couch? My brother from the same mother, Monica. How's it going? Rob Couch saying hi to Monica. Feels like it's New Year with the countdown. New Year's. Well, that's what we try to do. Is we try to bring that type of vibe, no matter what we're doing. So it's a great time to be doing the Something is Killing the Children series, because the second arc to this book is releasing soon. So I think it's a fantastic time to start talking about it. What is killing the children? Lord Tynerius, how's it going today? Stranger Things. No, not quite Stranger Things. Before we get started here, like on most of my recent videos, I want to give a shout out to the fundraiser. You can find the link down below to the video explaining the prizes that can be won during that fundraiser, and the link to the fundraiser itself down below for Nev's fundraiser, trying to get 9-year-old little girl her service dog. So, you know, let's keep going on that. Thank you to everybody who has donated and who will donate. So another thing that I just want to do before we go is my man here, Rob Lee, has started a thing of his own. He started Twitch. It's called Fail Dad. Love the name. You can find him on Twitch. And he is going to be playing games very poorly.
Very poorly.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Well, as my description says, I've been playing video games since I put that first quarter in Pac-Man, 1982, 83, and I just never got good at them. So the point is, I'm going to play games. Come watch. Come help me. I need tips. If you've played games before, say, hey, don't forget to check there. Hey, don't forget to open that, because I'll just walk right by it.
Yeah, so go and take a look and catch him and follow him. Show some love for Fail Dad over at Twitch. So without taking it any further, let's get into our book. But before we do that, we got to give you a little bit of a warning, because
it's a little salty.
Yeah, there is just a few bad words in this, and we don't want you to be shocked by that. You know, if you saw the thumbnail, I was shocked. I was very shocked. There are some pretty gruesome scenes in it too, so just be aware of that, okay, guys? So, Rob, why don't you take it away?
All right.
Before that, though, let's just say ahoy, mate, to Captain Comic. Thank you for joining us, talking about Something is Killing the Children.
Ahoy, Captain.
All right, take it away, Rob.
Okay. Something is Killing the Children. It's James Tinian IV. Werther. Wow.
I'm letting you do this because Monica said you are not going to be able to pronounce these people. So
Deledria?
Yeah, let's not butcher those names. You can see them.
No.
This is a Boom Studios comic. Boom Studios has been just a great company for comics lately. So we got the front cover there.
Front cover, someone is not walking, they're getting ready to take on whatever these eyes are in the forest here with her samurai sword.
Because they destroyed her bike.
Yes. Okay, so we start out. It's a like a sleepover at Buddy's place. They're playing Truth or Dare, which never turns out good. Not that I would know. Truth
Yeah,
or Dare.
you had to have friends for that.
Oh yeah, you have to have good friends for that.
Yeah.
So, what is his name? Is it Dan? There's a
James.
Dan in here, I think.
No. There is a
James.
Dan, but he's a bit of an asshole.
Yeah, this is James. So he picks Truth. And so Buddy says, okay, I got one. What's the most scared you've ever been? So we get the idea that this guy has a lot of nightmares. He likes to share his nightmares, and his friends try to pretend that, we don't want to hear about your nightmares, but yeah, they do. So here we go. The one kid says, is that the best you can come up with? I had to run around the house naked.
Yeah, they're not impressed that he picked Truth over Dare, right?
Yeah. And he gets a silly category. What's the most scared you've ever been? Ooh. So he launches into his little story about one night the other week, and they're saying, we don't want to hear one of your stupid dreams again. Yeah, I do. And then another kid says, yeah, I do. Is this one with E.T. or the Cyclops? So this kid's got some something going on.
A creative mind.
So it wasn't either one of those dreams. My dad was at some soccer thing, and my sister was all alone in the house. Heard some noises coming out of the ravine. Sounded like a big moan. Sounded like the wind coming through the trees. So I turned out all lights in the living room, looked at the curtain, and just for a second, he saw something on his front lawn, taller than a tree. Starts walking towards the house, so he shuts the light off and looks out again. Yard's empty, so he figures, this thing got confused because the light went off. He didn't know where to go.
Yeah, that one kid was getting scared. You could see him holding the pillow there.
Yeah. Had long fingers and sharp teeth. The classic scary
story,
And so everybody's, here comes the language.
Yep.
Yeah, it didn't happen. You're just trying to freak us out. And he's swearing up and down, no, this has happened. So I'm not trying. I mean, under the bridge in the ravine, you're telling me that you don't think there's anything spooky out there?
This is not that spooky.
Kids, not that spooky. Okay, then. Truth or Dare, right back at him. So then he admits to himself, it wasn't real. I didn't see anything in the yard. My sister doesn't even have soccer this time of year. But I like that they liked my stories, and I never had sleepover friends before. So he's trying to impress them.
Automatically, you get that this is a different scene.
Yeah.
This is like a aftermath.
Actually, no, he isn't talking to himself. He is talking
he's talking to an agent.
Yeah. So he'd been down the ravine. He'd snuck down there, before the sleepovers. So his interviewer is saying, okay, what was different this time? Well, I slipped on a root. They get wet at night. Fell like 100 feet. I don't know. Far enough down that they couldn't see me. So I guess at the sleepover, they decided to go into this ravine.
That was the dare, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
No, I mean, if you look up, like, you can see there's blood on the kid's shirt now.
Oh, yeah. So I just don't understand. I made up the story. The monster wasn't real. And he's in distress. He's crying here. So something happened. I swear it wasn't real. It's okay. We know. We just need to understand what happened next.
That guy looks like Hitler.
So I figure it's some sort of police interrogation room. So
yeah, that's what I gathered.
Something happened to his friends, and by the title of the comic, They're not trying to hide it. I heard them screaming.
I kind of liked how they, you know how in movies they have like a little scene and then the title flashes up? I kind of like how they do that in this comic, where they've got a couple scenes and then they put the something is killing the children there, kind of like a movie or a TV series.
And I like the font too. It's that scratchy horror font. So 2 weeks later, little girl sitting in her wagon, looks like the side of the road, and
she's pretty beat up. It appears that she's missing limbs too. In the last panel.
Yeah, her arm's gone. Not sure about the legs. So she's wearing this eye patch. All of a sudden, this blood-covered girl with this mask, this horror mask, comes up, staring at her with some big bloody knives.
Crunch, crunch.
Just walks over, grabs something out of her backpack, drinks some water, and this little girl says, "Is it over?" "Yeah." "Good." Then she starts to cry a bit. So this blonde girl, phone rings. "Yeah, it's done."
Kind of like a supervisor of some sort, feels like.
Yeah, this is one of those, I don't know if it's this website or something. Some of the pages are bigger than others. Like the one above here was fit the screen. This one, you have to scroll over. So I missed some here. So the girl comes up, says, "No, the phone rings." "No, shit." "Oh, that's a bad word." I know it's a bad fucking word. So already you can tell this girl's got some attitude. So he's back to this. "Yeah, it's done." "Okay, 16 hours, I think, depending on the bus schedule." So seems to me she's some sort of contract killer for these monsters or whatever it is.
They're going to Archer Peak.
Archer Peak. "Can I use your shower?" "Yeah, my mom won't be home for another..." She's, "Yep, 16 hours. I can be there."
Yeah, because she kind of says like 16 hours if I can get a shower in.
Yeah. So the little girl, there are more of them, aren't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think here. I think she's taking care of the problem in that town. I guess she travels from town to town. So it's at a high school, looks like. There's a memorial. And James walking by. So I'm assuming this is all his friends from the sleepover.
I think it's friends and more.
So he's looking at the memorial and he hears a voice behind him. "So you killed him, right?" Oh, yeah, there's Dan. Yeah.
That's Dan. All Dans are assholes, by the way.
Yeah, pretty much. And what, chopped up his friends or whatever? Probably chopped the rest of them up too. So that's where you get the indication that it's, his friends and more. There's something going on in this town, Archer Peak. So I heard the cops had to pull the kid Carl's intestines out of a tree, right? Your little boyfriend. So, I am chill.
Yeah, the other guy's kind of, his buddy's trying to calm him down, right?
I saw the way you looked at them in the locker room, the way you looked at all of us. So his buddy says, "That's enough. Leave him alone." But Robbie, Robbies are always innocents.
Yeah. It's convenient, isn't it? I apologize to other Dans out there, okay? I'm a Dan, so I can say that.
So he's saying, you killed, like he assumes, you killed Robbie. He didn't even call you any names. Like he didn't tease you anything. But he was never going to kiss you, so you thought you'd just rip his head off or whatever. Don't even want to know what you thought about. So he's like, "Shut up." Because you can only get bullied so much. I'm pretty sure this Dan guy is bullying him constantly over this
probably his entire school life type deal.
So of course he gets all tough again. "What did you say to me?" I said, "Shut the fuck up."
Why do we always read these books that just have people yelling that.
I know. Good thing you have that warning screen there.
Yeah, I know.
So we're at the principal's office here. He says, "What am I supposed to do about this?" The kid says, "Well, you're not. I think you're supposed to call my dad." And the principal seems pretty cool. He goes, "Do you really want me to call your dad?"
I
No.
would have this principal.
Yeah, definitely. And the principal's telling him, you should have punched him. And the kid's going, okay. Not that I'm advocating violence, but if there was ever a kid I wanted to, I like this guy. The hell am I saying all this for? You don't need any of my stress to top everything. None of this is even a bit all right. There you go. 9 kids dead in 2 weeks. More missing every day. And nobody knows a thing. News cameras showed up for a day, and now they won't return the calls. The sheriff's office doesn't even know where to start. They think it's been a bear, like a rabid bear.
Yeah, so nobody's taking it real serious.
Yeah. They're all dead and nobody fucking cares. Oh, I'm a mess. They should fire me. I was just in school a couple of years ago. So he's a brand new principal.
Yeah.
He just wants to be one of the gang, pretty much.
He's sympathetic, at least.
I like you more than the old guy.
Yeah,
he
no
never
kidding.
swore or cried in front of me. And even the principal says, "I'm doing a hell of a job." Are you going to call my dad? Only tell him that you should have knocked the shit out of him. So he says, "Do you want to go home for the rest of the day?" He says, "No, they're watching movies in English class." And even the principal's like, "Oh, good.
I like the movies."
Yeah, so good. I'm glad are you okay? And he says, "No, not even a little bit." Okay, well, enjoy the movie. Doesn't know what else to say. So we see the bus pulling into Archer's Peak here. Welcome to Archer's Peak. And there's that girl holding something. Looks like a stuffed animal or something. Oh, you getting off here? Archer's Peak. You getting off? And bus driver's looking pretty... I wonder if that's a bus driver.
I don't know if it's just a passenger or a bus driver.
Yeah.
But...
So they must have been chit-chatting. So
yeah.
She knows she's going to Archer's Peak. Terrible about those children. So it's the story's around. Everybody knows something's gone on. Oh, yeah, just a passenger here. So she says, I wish somebody could do something about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's the wall of missing children. So it's only been 2 weeks. That's
quite a lot more than
the list.
What they said. Oh, they said 9 dead, but there's more missing.
Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of missing. So she's looking at this. Cop comes up behind her. You know one of them? She says, yeah, you could say that. Which isn't really a good thing to be lippy with the cops, but yeah, she's got a job to do.
She's got attitude.
So it looks like a hotel here. Hey, Jimmy, your dad. Work's keeping me a few extra minutes tonight, so I was going to go swing by the house to pick up some more night clothes before I go get your sister from field hockey. Just need to call the sheriff's office and let them know so they don't think I'm yeah, okay. So I guess his family's worried about him. He's worried for himself. I'm going to get jumped. Somebody's going to beat me up.
Yeah.
So I better call my dad and let him know I got stuff to do. Or that's the dad calling him. Just call me when you get inside the hotel room and make sure you double lock the door.
Yeah, so I guess they're staying at a hotel now because of the killings on their yard.
Probably that, and that's where the media's hanging out, waiting for them to come home so they can ambush them.
Yeah.
And, all these people blaming him for it. You don't want to know. You don't want them to know where you're living.
Yeah, it seems like everybody thinks that he had something to do with it in this book.
Because it seems that all his friends died. He's the only survivor, so it's a little suspicious. So he's just standing in the parking lot here, staring at the forest here. Not sure if that's supposed to be an eyeball or if it's just something in the background.
I think that's coincidental. I think
so. Or maybe he's just imagining he sees something.
maybe you're imagining.
Yeah, it could be. So out of nowhere, the blonde girl comes up. Hey, hi. It surprises him. So you're James, right? Are you going to hurt me? She says, probably not.
Probably not.
Mind if I
It's a
ask you a few
possibility.
questions? So he automatically assumes she's from the police. Do I look like I'm from the police? No. So he's pretty open here. He says, okay, well, what did you want to ask me about? What you saw that night? Yeah, I'm sorry it sucks, but, I told the cops already. I didn't see anything. I just heard, which I think would be even worse. I read about what you said to the cops, and I don't want to know what you told them. I want to know what you saw. So it looks like she's got
done
some
her research too. Eh?
Either her or this mysterious caller that keeps calling her for the job.
Yeah.
Probably told her, look out for this kid James. So you can see that her eyes are yellow. So there's something.
Yeah. Now, are both of her eyes yellow? Because they always fixate on. They seem to fixate on that one eye.
Yeah, one seems to be covered all the time.
No, they're both.
Yeah. I don't know. So she's like, look, I know you're scared. You're probably doubting you saw anything. And the world makes a lot less sense than it used to. Every day the feeling gets a little worse. But I'm here to help, man. So
Spill the beans.
Yeah, no matter how weird it is, tell me what happened. So you heard them screaming. So
yeah, this is where it can get a little gruesome.
Flashback to that night. Guys, where are you? And so he hears one of his friends calling his name, and he's got no legs. I can't feel my legs.
That's because you don't have any.
No, I heard screaming. So he pulls his hand and he goes, oh my God, like he sees he's got no legs. Take me with you. Like, and dies on him. Probably from like a major loss of blood. So James starts freaking out. Somebody help. And he comes across Carl. Carl's missing an arm, missing two arms, missing a leg. Just a gruesome scene, He slips, falls, gets blood all over him. This can't be real.
Yeah, he's in disbelief.
Then he hears crunch noises. And there's his other friend. And there seems to be something stabbing him in the back. Like some sort of hook or claw or something. And then he sees this creature, multiple eyes. There's the claws ripping his friend in half. Feet going this way. Looks like some sort of half man, half spider thing. Just a brutal monster. And, she doesn't even flinch. She goes, okay, thank you. Her phone rings again. Class E7, Archer's Peak. Yeah, I got it handled. So we later find out the class is, I guess like there's different types. Different
monster,
types of monsters.
Like how big the monster is, I'm going to assume.
Mm-hmm.
Or what danger level even, maybe.
Mm-hmm. So it's a class E7. And James is like, oh, you've got it handled. What do you mean you've got it handled? You got a monster in those woods. And that's why I'm here. So she pulls these knives out, says, I'm going to kill it. Can I help? Yeah. He's already faced the thing, so he's not really that afraid of
Well,
it.
it
Well,
killed his friends too, right? So
yeah,
like he's right in on it. So
yeah. So he wants to get. I guess he wants to clear his name.
that, and he's got a vendetta against this thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's no way he's not in on it, or that he's not, like, he wants in on taking this thing out.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a good start to this book. It's it's a little weird, actually. It's not like the other book that we were reading where it was like it was driven by the art, where there's a lot of wording. There's a lot of word bubbles in this, lots of reading. It flows well, but it's left it to a point where I'm like, I need to see what happens in the next episode. Dang it.
Yeah.
in the next issue, I got to see what happens, right? Is that how you felt?
Yeah. It's a really good story so far. I'm really
Yeah.
enjoying this.
How do you feel about the artwork so far?
I like it. There's a few panels in this book. It took me a minute to figure out what was going on, but pretty good art by one of these three people. Fine comic book people.
I think the art took a little getting used to for me, but then once it sunk in and stuff like that, I really enjoy it. Actually, I think it suits this story well. There's a little bit of eeriness to the artwork.
Yes. Oh, definitely.
It lends well to this story. So let's get back into issue 2 of Something is Killing the Children. Let's just dig deeper in and try to find out what that is. Gonna assume it's the big monster. Yeah. This is the cover. Beautiful red cover. I love it. Just kind of pops.
Yeah.
So this issue starts off with a beep, 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 beep. Got an alarm going off. You can see that there's a missing person's flyer on the table there. Continues to beep while this man is sleeping, and it's about 10 o'clock, and he finally hits that buzzer to turn it off and says, "Fuck me." Right? He doesn't want to get up.
Who does? That's me every morning.
Yeah. So he gets up, and he's got his mother calling him down saying, you're running late and stuff like that, or come down for breakfast. He's like, I'm running late. They have a conversation about them both not really sleeping, because it would appear that his little sister is missing. He's got to get to work, essentially, and she wants him to take flyers out and put them on cars.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you know what? I did that before. I don't want to push my luck. She's like, are you going to get fired for it? He's like, no, I'm the manager. I'm just trying to not push my luck.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, just do it. And he's like, all right, fine. And he heads out. See him heading out to the car there. He's got the flyers in hand. And he's like, fuck my life, pretty much. Gets closer to the car, and he hears a hello? Is anybody there? And there's this big monster again. But it doesn't appear like he can see it.
No. That's where it got me thinking it's one of these things only the kids can see.
Like at a certain age.
Mm-hmm.
At a certain age.
There's a movie like that, but I can't put my finger on what it was.
Yeah, you know what? I think I know what you're talking about. But I can't put my finger on it either. It seems to me at a certain age you stop seeing these monsters, right? Mm-hmm. And it kind of makes it as a kind of realistic thing where monsters like you grow up and you stop believing in stuff, right? So I wonder if there's a certain aspect there where you have to be you have to believe, because the girl's a little bit older. Monica says that's why they're killing the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't look too much older, but she still believes in these things, obviously. And it seems like you have to almost believe in them, maybe, in order to be able to see them.
Could be.
Maybe that's a thing. Anyway, he gets to go into work. Clips over to our duo here. And he is saying that James is saying, so where do we start? How do we start hunting these monsters? She says, well, we got to start by figuring out where to start. So they go into the apple beans,
Yeah.
which I thought was a kind of a funny touch. She says, and what's going to happen in here, really? She says, I missed something here. And what's going to happen in here? Maybe. Ding. Yeah. I don't know. She's like, hey, are you the manager? Yeah, sorry, we're just opening. Do people come in here often? What? Is this place busy, on a regular basis, or is it mainly empty? He goes, well, sorry, I don't understand your question. I just woke up. She's like, if I say that maybe that booth over there is mine and I can leave my stuff there, what would you say to that?
Yeah.
If
set up a free base of operations or something.
Yeah, right. Well, not even free, because she's going to offer him money, right? She says, I'll give you $50 a day if I can just leave my stuff here. You kind of turn your head. This will be my booth of operation type deal, right? And he's like, well, I can ignore it, but what's her face is there's another manager that comes in on Thursdays, and she's a stickler for the rules and stuff. And she's like, okay, I'll stay clear of here on Thursdays. He's like, deal, takes that money.
Yeah.
Right. A little extra cash. You don't mind. So they get into their booth. James is saying stuff like, that's a lot of money, right? And she's like, that's not the kind of thing that you just say out loud.
Yeah.
You just don't go around talking about all the money, right? He's like, you filled your whole bag with it. She's like, yeah, it's nice to stay. It's it's nice to talk about it, but I like to keep myself being mysterious and stuff. She's like, James is like, you like being mysterious, don't you? So James says, what's with the stuffed octopus, right? And she's like, don't talk about my octopus.
Yeah.
All right. It's rude to talk about a girl's octopus. All right.
Personal stuff.
Yeah. He's like, what am I allowed to talk about? I don't know. Not a lot. You're not allowed to ask a lot of questions, James. Right. So they start talking about, and she starts asking questions like, what happened to your friends? Where did they live? They're trying to find out kind of a pattern on the map, right? And James says something along the lines of, why are we here, really? And she says, well, because nowadays not a lot of people are visiting these restaurants, so it's quiet, essentially. Yeah. And they have big tables so that she can spread her map out, and they can start pinpointing some of the hot spots where some of these things have been starting to happen. Waiter comes over and goes, hey, y'all, welcome to Applebee's. What would you like? Could I get you a sampler? She's like, no, I'll take whatever lager that you have, and I'll take a coffee. The kid will have a soda. Kid's like, I'll have a lager too.
Yeah.
He'll have a soda. Yay. I'll have a coffee, and she's pretty much, okay, you heard the kid, get him a coffee, right? So
I'd
they
do the same thing.
continue on. Yeah, no kidding. They continue on. And James is like, you seem like you've done this kind of thing before. Yeah, you're acting like you've done this thing before. You've done this thing before. You've been around the block. And she says, yeah, I've been around the block, and kind of has a little bit of a flashback where she is just slaughtering monsters. And I like how the panels here become very crude around the edges. If you notice, the panels are very neat, and then they get very crude when they're doing this flashback. She's using her blades to stab monsters, shooting them down with guns. And she's like, yeah, I've done this kind of stuff before. Now, show me where your house is. In the meantime, we've got the waitresses, and the female waitress goes, you know who that kid is, right? He's like, huh? You know, the one with the weird blonde chick with the eyes?
Yeah.
He's like,
eyes are freaking.
yeah, the eyes. He's like, why would I know who he is? He's Harry Potter. He's the one who lived. He's the boy who lived. Pretty much. It's very reminiscent of that, right?
Yeah.
He's the one who survived. He's the one who lived. The boy who wouldn't tell the cops anything. James something of another. That kid. Buddy, I can't remember Buddy's name here. I don't know if they've given a name for him.
I don't think so.
And is that his sister? No way, she's way too old. I'm sorry.
I didn't know we were doing voices. Okay.
Just for this character, I've never seen her before. I don't think she's from around here. Well, that's fucking weird. I know he was a suspect. He's supposed to be in school and all and stuff. I did the wrong voice for that one. He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I know. He's like, I'll go do something about it. So they're talking at the table about the houses and stuff that the kids have been dying at, and marking on the map about where everything is. They say that two more were found in the woods of Pikes Creek, 2 in Potawatomi cabins, more found floating down the near the boathouses, the hiking trails, 9 dead. That's what's been reported. Anyway, 14 children are missing. So they're mapping out where all the children went missing and stuff, right? And then she says, where did Sophie live? Sophie Mahoney. He said, okay, James says, I don't know where that is. And the manager comes over and says, I can tell you where that is. Yeah? Yeah, that's where she lives. Points at the map. You related?
That's where I live. Yeah.
That's where I live. Okay. So this is her big brother, which is what he's telling them now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah. What are you doing here? Pretty much. What are you guys doing? What's up? It's like, do you know something about what happened to my sister? Something that you could tell me? And what is her name? She is Jessica Slaughter, I believe.
Yeah.
She says she's one of the missing ones, not the bodies. I didn't know. I don't know where your sister is, Tommy. So she's saying, look, I can't help right now. I'm trying. Tommy, he goes, how the fuck do you know my name? She goes, you're wearing a name tag, buddy. So Tommy's a bit of a dummy.
Yeah.
All right.
Not too bright.
Who the fuck are you? Why are you talking to this kid? She goes, James, get your backpack and meet me outside. James is okay. I'll wait outside. I'll do my told. He fumbles the bag and a knife comes out, clunk on the table. Shit. Did you do something too? I'm going to assume that he's going to say my sister of some sort.
Yeah.
She grabs him and puts him on the table. She's like, don't touch me, okay? She says, I'm not the bad guy here. I know how much you're hurting, but you don't know fucking anything about anything. All right? James yells at him. James is like, I'm going. I'm grabbing the stuff. I'm going.
Yeah. Stuffing the octopus back in there.
So she's trained, and she's just grabs him by the arm, puts his face on the table. So that's great. Right? She says, I'm going to let you go. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to cause a scene. I'm just going to walk out that door and you're never going to see me again. You can keep the money. Tommy gets up. Take your freaking money. Get the fuck out of here. Right? Female waitress approaches James on the way out. Says, so, what is it? You into some sort of Satanist cult or something like that? You cut off the heads and do weird shit to them? That's how I think that she sounds, by the way.
Yeah, I believe it.
What? I didn't. Just ignore them, James. From Jessica Slaughter. And then you get a scene in that last panel where Tommy has called the cops and made them aware of Jessica Slaughter. Just some suspicious action there. So let me get another drink here. Getting a little thirsty. Yeah, so now the police have been alerted. Yeet. And they're walking and they're talking. And he says, hey, how's it going, Divinity? Welcome. We're just talking about the first couple episodes, or dang it, first couple issues of Something's Killing the Children. It's new to us, and we're really enjoying it so far.
Yeah, so far so good.
So they're walking and talking. James is saying, what's the next step in hunting monsters? She says, well, the next step for you is that you're going home. He's like, oh, well, he's not ready to go home.
Yeah, you kind of screwed things up. I'm going to do this on my own.
He's like, do I have to? Yeah. I still want to help, though, James says. She says, look, I promise you'll get to help, but I got to do this next part on my own. Okay. So I'm going to assume James kind of takes off right now. He's going home. She's alone, and now she gets another call.
She doesn't like these phone calls.
No, she's obviously not. Oh, no, he doesn't walk away yet because I think she still says so. He still says something here. She's like, crap. Obviously, that's not what she said. She picks up the phone. She's like, yeah, I know the drill. It doesn't happen every time. So I'm assuming that the other thing is like, what did you do type deal. You're fucking it up again. Some sort of line like that. This always happens type deal. She's like, it doesn't always happen. And then she hangs up. James says, who do you keep talking to? And she goes, an asshole.
Probably
So
a Dan.
I was going to say that, actually.
Not a Robbie.
No, Robbie seemed to be cool in this. So, apologize for my chair. I need a little bit of W-40. She says, if somebody comes to you and asks you any questions, just be honest with them type deal. And he goes, because nobody's going to believe us and they're just going to think we're crazy. She's like, pretty much.
Pretty much.
So I think that's when he moseys on. She ends up at the hotel where she has a conversation with the hotel keep. Says she got a phone call. Yeah. She's like, too bad I missed it. She doesn't seem to want to talk to this guy, whoever it is. She's like, the keep or whatever there says, I don't want any trouble. She says, me neither. And she keeps walking. Goes into the hotel room and pulls that stuffed octopus out of the bag. She starts talking, and you can see that green eye very prominent there, right? She's like, you saw the map. It's a class E7. There are still kids missing. It must be stashing it for food somewhere in the caves or by the lake or something like that, right? Says, I need to know what kind of thing that we're dealing with before I can go looking for it. It's probably going to be a few days, so I need you to think on it for a bit. You understand? And that's when you see it reply. Yes. The little stuffed thing with the zipper open for the mouth. Seems like it might be missing an eye. Yeah. And it replies yes. It's the first time that you hear anything and that you realize that this is more than just a toy.
Yep.
Outside,
the octopus.
Outside, the sheriff has arrived and has a conversation with the hotel keep. He's like, I want her out of here, And the officer replies with, yeah, Ben, I'm on the case. Go back into your office. I'll take care of it, right? The keep is saying, there's been some weird noises and shit from there. So the officer approaches the door, and you see that there's shadows of like tentacles, right? He's like, what in Sam's Hill? What in Sam Hill? I haven't heard anyone say that in a while. Like it. I like it. Knocks on the doors. Please open up. Knock, knock, knock. I don't know what you got in there, ma'am, but I don't want any funny business. She goes to the door and replies, no funny business here, officer. Opens the door. Now, what seems to be the problem? And then you see this entity that seems like it's coming from the octopus, right? And at this point, I'm going to assume, because I think that's where this issue ends, that the officer doesn't see this.
No.
That's where this issue is going to end. And it's only, like, this issue has only got me more curious to what is going on.
Yeah, when you start breaking out the spirit octopuses.
The octopus spirit. Now, that thing's much more creepy than I thought was going to come out of that thing. There's some sort of entity that's coming from this thing, and that's looking pretty crazy to me. what's going to come of that? I don't know. Like it's got me wanting more.
Mm-hmm.
So let's
Wait.
Go ahead.
Just waiting to see who the power broker is here, pulling all the strings with
Yeah,
Miss Slaughter.
Miss Slaughter. She is the power broker.
No, the power broker. She keeps calling her.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Anyway, if anybody in the chat wants to say how we're doing, how you liking this so far, we're gonna skip right into number 3 so that I can figure out what the heck's going on here.
Mm-hmm. So cover, it's got the missing kids flyers all over the place, blowing in the wind. James kind of looking at them like, ooh, weird. That creepy.
Yeah, I like how
page.
you get that in the beginning and the end of like every book or every issue.
So you get this, looks like a kid hiding in a corner, wearing her pajamas. You know, I don't believe in monsters. I don't believe in monsters.
Trying to convince herself.
Because that always works. And she's
See,
got.
and that's where I'm thinking like she's trying to say that she doesn't believe, and that's where I think that eventually I think this is going to lead to people who believe in them can see them.
Mm-hmm. So there's definitely been some trauma here. She's got a big blood splatter across her knuckles, across her face, all over her legs. And she's still hiding. You know, I don't believe in. As she's saying this thing is walking past her, looking for her, sniffing the air.
Kind of reminds you of like in Jurassic Park when like
Yes.
when they're just creeping up in the kitchen and you know.
So she's trying to make herself as small as she can so this thing doesn't see her. And as she bolts out of the room, you see a body on the bed. There's some sort of appendage under the bed. Just pieces everywhere. And it sees her. It chases her down the stairs.
This is brutal.
She's fallen. She's broken her wrist.
Like bone showing and all.
You know, help, please, somebody help me. And
it roars.
It just ends with her screaming, please. And now it's a crime scene. You know, the cops showed up. They talk about it backwards, I think. They talk about how they keep getting bigger and bigger and how you never stop seeing the kid. Oh, you don't stop seeing the kid that they were. So it's obviously someone talking about the victims here. You know,
yeah,
the
it
baby
looks like
who's
it's like a
wiped,
local bar or something.
You know, the baby whose butt you wiped so many times. You throw up all your shirt, you know, but it's all backwards. There was the way he held his mother when that last job he got laid off, and the way he had this little spark in his eye when he helped Jaina with her math problems. So I'm guessing this is the father of one of the kids.
That's what I took from it.
The bartender's like, you know, dude, I'm sympathetic, but. And he goes on his little story, you know, he'd step up because he knew he had to. There was no resentment, no why me? Why do I have to look after the family?
Talking about the man he was becoming type deal, right?
Yeah, the man he should have become.
Yeah.
So the bartender's like, you know, want me to call you a cab? You know, you're getting drunk, you're rambling. You're going to do that. So he goes, you know, one more. Is one more okay? I don't think I'll get to sleep if I don't have another drink. I have a long shift tomorrow.
Yeah, get drunk before an early shift.
Yeah. So you get the the waitress, the manager, and one of their friends. Oh, she had these big creepy eyes.
Yeah, talking about
Like
those eyes
too
again.
big. Too big. Like they knew something. Like she knew where my sister is right now. So it looks like these guys are going to hatch a plan to find out who she is. She was with that James kid, the one that got away. If he didn't fucking do it himself, then maybe it was her that convinced him. So he said, where is she now? Oh, I called the sheriff's office. They said they'd pick her up. Do you trust the sheriff? Fuck no. So these must be 20-something kids, or they're not that wise to the world.
Nope.
So Buddy here says, what are you gonna do if they let you go? What I have to do.
If they let her go, yeah.
So I think they're convinced that she's got something to do with it now. So
Yeah.
her and James. Then there's that title screen. So obviously she's in the police station now. She's got her driver's license out. Erica Slaughter.
Oh, Erica. I called her Jessica, I think. So Erica.
Oh. No, this can't be your real
My
name.
bad. Nobody even thinks twice about me messing up a name.
This is true. No, he says, this can't be your real name. She goes, yeah, it's a real name. Yeah, but is it your real name? She goes, sure. Says so on the card. She's a bit of a smartass.
I like it.
This is made of paper. So it's a social security card. Yeah, but this isn't a social security card. It's a license. Looks like you made it at Kinko's. She doesn't really care. She's like, yeah. You didn't even laminate it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like she didn't even put any effort into it, making it look real.
Man, I find you in an empty hotel room talking to a stuffed animal, and now you're feeding me bullshit. I'm not in the mood to be fucked with right now. I need the answers to the questions. So she's, you asked me where I was on a bunch of dates. I told you. There's a lot of stories about these missing kids. That's going to freak you out. You're going to want to lock me up and throw away the key, but it doesn't change the fact that you saw me getting off the bus. You're going to lock me up because you need to lock someone up to make yourself feel good. Does that sum it up? Sure. So she goes right to the board. Who went missing first? Excuse me? Like, you're asking me the questions? No, I'm the cop here. So she just goes right into her interrogation now. There's probably a few cases of disappearances before there were bodies. You knew there was something killing the children. These are the kids that are missing because you don't want them to, or there are kids missing that aren't on this list because you don't want them to be, because you don't want to get called out. So she knows the problem's bigger than what they're saying. And deep down, they're not missing, they're dead. And he catches on, it sounds like you're interrogating me. It's like in that first Marvel movie where Black Widow is being tortured or whatever. She gets the phone call. She goes, I'm in the middle of an investigation.
Mm-hmm.
But see, you're the one we got locked up here. And she's like, yeah, okay. Who went missing first? So he's getting mad. Like, why are you playing this game? Why are you asking me questions? This isn't Milwaukee or Madison or even Green Bay. This is a place where these kind of things don't happen.
That's what they
Children
always
are
say.
Dead. I know. Any small town, it's like, no, we're a small town. We're safe. Nothing happens here. She goes, yeah, I know. That's why I'm here. You what? You're going to get a call soon. After that call, you're going to let me go. And a little bit after that, this problem's going to go away. You're never going to know what really happened. That's going to drive you a little bit crazy. But at least the kids will stop dying. So that's what's going to happen. So why don't you tell me who the first kid was that disappeared? And so they get interrupted. We got a problem. The cop says, "Is this that phone call you were talking about?" She goes, "No, I don't think so. It's a little early." This about her? Nope. 5 more of them. 5 more dead.
Yeah.
So just now, police said there was still bodies spurting blood. So it's just happened.
Fresh.
So it must have been that other little girl asleep over there.
Put her in the tank.
Put her in the dunk tank. Or the drunk tank.
The dunk tank.
the dunk tank.
There's a carnival.
Throw baseballs at her. Am I being charged with something? Yeah, being drunk. Okay. Yeah, so the cop's like, Jesus, 5 of them. She goes, I know.
She says, what was
What
it, the
the fuck do you
messenger
know?
or others?
Yeah.
Messengers.
I know how scared you are, that you feel you're responsible. You think you could have stopped it. He's getting even worse, even madder here. You can stop this anytime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rob Couch says the green screen looks good. Earlier he had the bat cave behind him.
My computer said, "You don't have enough power for a green screen."
Yeah. So we need to do some upgrades so we can do some green screen stuff. So that'll be for the future of the channel, though.
Mm-hmm. So he says, "You can stop this." She goes, "Yeah." "Why? Why can you stop this?" She goes, "I'm sorry, there isn't an answer I can give you that would make you feel that I'm not trying to be difficult." So he says, "Just get out of here, just leave." She goes, "I won't until it's over." Fine. So he knows something's going on. She knows something, but she's not going to tell him, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
So he gives her a tip. There was a girl, Sarah Washington. They thought her uncle might have picked her up, but there wasn't any signs. That was about a month and a half ago.
Yeah, so he's finally giving her the information.
So that's the first kid, like a month and a half ago, this first kid went missing. So what do I do when I get this phone call? The one telling me to let you go. He says, tell him he's an asshole. He should have called sooner. Because 5 more kids are dead because of him.
Mm-hmm.
So she leaves the police station here. And the cops are like, Sheriff, we need to get to the house. The coroner's already on his way. We're going to take care of that. I have something else for you to do, something more important. You need to keep an eye on her. Nothing obvious, just, keep your distance. Got a bad feeling that I can't shake. This is about to get much worse before it gets better.
Yeah, probably.
Which is usually the case. So she comes out of the cop shop, and there's James sitting on the bench across the street. Oh, hey. What a coincidence.
Just sitting around reading a book.
So what happened? Are you okay? I walked over when I heard they picked you up. So she goes, rifles through her bag there, and he goes, what are you doing? Like it's anything to do with like any of his business. She goes, shouldn't he be in school? I mean, what's the point? They're not gonna fail me anyway, because all his friends died. He's in trauma.
Yeah.
They usually just
probably got an instant pass.
Yeah. This is more important. I feel like I can actually do something to help. So she pulls the octopus out. She goes, doing something doesn't always make you feel better. 5 more kids are dead inside a house. And an E7 wouldn't be able to do what that thing just did. So she pulls the octopus out. The octopus says, yeah, the kill pattern is now more consistent with a class B than a class E. I think that's a B.
Yeah. So they're now discussing that it's maybe a different type of creature than they thought.
Yeah. So I think the situation just got a little bit worse. And he says, yeah, are you talking to your octopus? She goes, yeah, cool.
Cool.
Because nothing's going to surprise this kid. So it looks like she's got a good grip on that thing. She says, we'll finish this later. And so James here, you look angry. You should try talking to human people, not stuffed. James, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, don't.
Obviously, you're not going to understand this.
Don't mess with my fucking octopus.
So she goes storming off. She stops. He says, I'm sorry. And she says, no, I'm sorry. You lost your friends and you're scared out of your mind. And that's not okay. It's not fair for me to put any of this on you. But there are more kids dying and it's getting stronger. And it's less afraid of making a mess, and that makes it dangerous. So she goes, we need to get this over quick. What can we do? And, our spidey senses start tingling or something. We're going to need weapons. Lots of weapons. And she looks at the forest.
Mm-hmm.
Because something's killing the children.
And that's where that one ends. When you end an issue with, we're going to need a lot of weapons, I can only imagine what the next couple of issues are going to entail. I think that's when this book is going to start getting good.
Yeah.
Like, not that it hasn't been good so far, but a lot leading up to something, though.
The action's going to start.
Because we're going to start seeing some monster versus Erica Slaughter pretty soon.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to that. Anybody in the chat, anybody on the replay, let us know in the comments what you felt about these books. Have you read them before? Are you looking forward to reading on more? Let us know what you thought about these. Let us know what you thought about the artwork, the story. I think it's very interesting.
Mm-hmm. It's a really good read.
Yeah, so far I'm liking it. And like I said, the second arc of this is a 15 issue series, and the second arc comes out in a couple of weeks or so, or very soon, where they're going to be telling another story arc for this series. So I think it's a really great time to get to know this book. Like I said, took a little bit for me to get used to the artwork, but as it grows on me, I find it really matches the storytelling well.
Mm-hmm. Like this is there was another comic called I Kill Monsters, I think it was called, or I Fight Monsters.
Yeah, I Kill Monsters.
That one. Yeah, never read that one. I saw the movie though.
Yeah, it was okay.
So I think this is going to go where that one I thought was going to go.
Yeah,
but yeah, that one was.
So, I've heard a lot of good things about this series, which is why I wanted to give it a read. And I thought, if we're going to give it a read, let's give it a read together.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm absolutely enjoying it.
So I'm excited to see what comes next. I hope you guys are too. Let us know in the comments how you feel about this. Let us know if you want to see more, because we want to know what you guys want to see. So, other than that, you can probably look forward to seeing more of this as the weeks come. And, we've got a few other things going on, so we'll let you know as they come up. In the meantime, you can still, I urge you to go check out Fail Dad and watch our good friend Rob Lee here horribly play games.
There's one video up, and the Fail Dad comes into play.
Yeah,
almost immediately.
He does not disappoint. He does not disappoint.
I do not.
So you know what? He's having a lot of fun doing that so far. It's a bit of a learning curve.
Oh yeah.
Getting used to a new program and all that. So just watch him in his journey at figuring that stuff out and making good content for you guys to watch, because he's a funny guy and it's fun to watch. So check him out.
And don't forget the well, there it is, the fundraiser.
Yeah, Monica just all of a sudden says Shira because she loves Shira.
Shira, Queen of the Jungle.
Yeah, definitely check out the fundraiser. Links down below to the video where I explain, near the end of the video, I explain the just over 40 prizes that you can win. Some of them worth over $100. One of them being a Strixhaven Magic the Gathering box. Another one being a higher priced comic book. Check them out because it's all going towards helping my niece Nevea get the epilepsy support dog that she needs. And it's very important to me. It's very important to the family. And any access from that will go towards helping other people. So the more the better. And if you can't donate, spread the word, because that's just as important. We want to really make a difference here. So you can find the information for that in the description of any of our latest videos. So you know what? We love you guys and we appreciate your support in any manner that you can give it to us. So other than that, I think that's all I've got to say, Rob.
I think so. So we'll see you. We'll have to figure it.
Think it's time to say goodbye.
Next Saturday or next Sunday, we will let you know. You'll be the first to know.
You will be absolutely the first to know. Okay? So everybody, thank you for joining us today. This has been Nerdy Couch. Me, the Nerdy
Fail
Couch, and Fail Dad over on that side. Mr. Fail Dad himself. Take care, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I know we have. Bye-bye now.